Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to the Mary Goulet Show, cultivating a rich interior. Now, here's Mary.
Welcome to the program. Okay, so this segment, I came up with something last week. Catholicism is cool. Now, I think I'm going to get a 50-50 audience of people saying, what? Or, yeah, it is. Speaking to both sides, because Catholicism is very cool. If I know that it's got a historical rap, if you will, about the maybe the Vatican, the priests, all that has gone on with that over the years. So whatever screams loudest in the media, and if it's controversial, will get the most attention, and people will come to judgment on that without doing research or looking at the full picture and saying, yeah, that was wrong. So I always say, when talked to about that, first of all, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, because the divinity of the church more than makes up for the humanity who runs the church. Yes, it's the church that Jesus had Peter become the first pope. Awesome. And we cannot discount 2,000 years of history from Jesus. And if you really think about it, he is still recognized by 90% of the population and maybe more. And he did not have a Facebook account, nor Twitter, Instagram, cell phone, TV, nothing. He had 12 disciples. And he literally made history, and it's still going strong. So if we can focus on that and focus on what the martyrs died for, what the saints lived for, it will enrich your life. It is so amazing, these stories. I saw Passion of the Christ many, many, many years ago. I think it would have a completely different impact on me if I see it again, which I probably will. I did recently see Paul the Apostle with James Caviezel, who was Luke, and he was the one who took down Paul's words in that Acts of the Apostles. Very good movie. Very good. Jim Caviezel is amazing. So if you can see that, it's coming out in DVD in June, maybe June 15th-ish. So check that out. It's worth watching. You're going to learn a lot about history, learn a lot about the Romans and the Greeks, and then you've got Paul in the middle, who was murdering Christians before Jesus struck him down. And then he became St. Paul and devoted himself to spreading the word about Jesus over 10,000 miles in 30 years, ducking the Romans and the Greeks while he was doing it, especially the Romans. So that's a fascinating story, and it'll deepen your faith, because you'll have more of an understanding of how easy we have it here. And if I just say, hey, pray a rosary to help yourself every day, these people were hiding because of their faith. They were being crucified because of their faith. And there were babies to adults. So it's easy for us to embrace our faith. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to talk about was Jim Caviezel is, I don't recall him saying exactly, I'm a Catholic. He's a Christian. But he started his acting career when, at like age 19, Passion of the Christ came out in theaters, and he went and saw it 9 straight times. And he said, this is what I'm here to do. Years later, he's an actor. He knew he was going to be an actor at that moment. Years later, he's going to be an actor, and his agent says, hey, Mel Gibson wants to talk to you. Get on the phone. And he said, yeah, I'm going to do a movie called The Maverick, and it's a surf movie. And Jim Caviezel's like, okay, whatever. They talk again, and Mel Gibson admits, it's Passion of the Christ. So I understand if you don't want to do it. And hung up the phone. Well, Jim said yes. Just like Mary said yes when St. Gabriel said, you are going to have a son, his name's going to be Jesus. And she said yes to God. History-making answer. So Jim says yes. And if you go on YouTube, there are many videos of him being interviewed and what happened to him during the making of this movie and the similarities. And that he truly, when he was on the cross, his shoulder dislocated. And if you are reading, I'm doing the St. Bridget 15 prayers novena. And you do it every day for a year because she asked Jesus, how many blows did you have during your passion? And he said, I had 5,480. Can you imagine? And in one part of the 15 prayers that you do, he gave this prayer to her. He says, my shoulder was dislocated. Well, when Jim Caviezel is on the cross, his shoulder dislocated. He had some hypothermia for like 5 months, 4 or 5 months. He was struck by lightning, literally struck by lightning on the cross. After the filming finished, he had to have open heart surgery because he had hypothermia for so long. And he suffered and suffered and suffered because he believed so much in doing so little compared to what Jesus did for us. Very inspiring talk. And someone asked him, heard there might be a sequel of some sort. Would you do it again? He goes, hands down, even if I died during. That's faith. And I think we all get to a point, I know I've gotten to a point, and I'm getting closer and closer to the point where praying and Jesus and Mary and the Rosary and the Eucharist, oh my gosh, the Eucharist is what we should live for. Body and blood of Christ. At our fingertips every day if we want it in most towns. Daily Mass, weekend Mass. Your faith deepens. That's why I like going to daily Masses, because the people who are there want to be there. It's not a day of obligation. It is a be there, start your day that way. And it's amazing. So your prayer takes different steps down into the mansions of your soul. How's that? Every time you pray, you go deeper into your soul. And the deeper you go into your soul, the closer you are to God. Closer you communion to Jesus and to Mary. And that helps you cope in life when things are not going well. I always say we need somewhere cultivated within so we know where to go when life hits us sideways. And it can hit us sideways financially, emotionally, spiritually, physically, mentally. Our kids scare us, worry us. Finances, we're short on money, or we've lost money, or we need something repaired we didn't anticipate. I mean, there's so many things, daily things that can qualify for being something that hit you sideways. And most people, I would say, I guess, because I definitely was there, didn't have anywhere to go. Now I cling to prayer on a daily basis because it helps so much. So if you can, Google Jim Caviezel. He gets how cool Jesus is. And there are a few other reasons. If you read any stories of the saints, you're going to be inspired. Saint Pio is one of my favorites. He a contemporary saint. And Saint Teresa of Calcutta, huge, normal, just faithful person. Everything she did was for Jesus and Mary. The Mass is amazing. Every part of the Mass means something. I'll put maybe a blog on that because it's very cool. Already mentioned the Eucharist. And when people cross over from going to Mass on the weekends to going to maybe a daily Mass or immersing themselves in a novena or a daily, you can pray the rosary without it being a novena. You can just pray the rosary, and it's going to have an impact on your life. I did that for a long time. And then when I found the novena for the petitions and the Thanksgiving, it takes a little bit longer, but super deep. And it's so rich. The richness of the Catholic faith is crazy good. So here are some things. Oh, darn. Now I got to come back and do that later. Okay. Well, we'll be back. I was going to tell you some more quotes from Jim Caviezel. He's online, so you can definitely check him out on YouTube. All right. We'll be right back on The Mary Goulet Show.
Thank you. By listening, you help prove that content marketing works. You need to engage your customers. We provide the solution. Contact Wade at WSRadio.com or call 866-WS-RADIO.
If you heard that sound, you probably are eligible for insurance from Navy Mutual, insuring the men and women of the Navy, Marines, and Coast Guard. Here's what one policyholder, retired Navy Commander Thomas Dade, had to say.
Navy Mutual is the best insurance decision I ever made. I wish you had a savings plan available that earned the rates my Navy Mutual insurance has been earning.
Navy Mutual Aid Association, started by military members in 1879, serves active, reserve, and retired military today. Navy Mutual honors our military by providing them affordable life insurance with the features they need without fine print, sales fees, or military service restrictions. Value, integrity, trust, and stability are the cornerstones on which our commitment to you and your loved ones are built. Call Navy Mutual at 1-800-628-6011 or NavyMutual.org for your personal life insurance plan consultation. 1-800-628-6011 or NavyMutual.org. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve.
Which sandwich is healthy and tasty? Which sandwich can come on bread or in a bowl? Which sandwich comes 51 different ways, so it's always your way? A which sandwich. Stop into our shop in Hazard Center. We're upstairs from the Hazard Center Digiplex. Bring in your movie ticket. We will add a free drink and chips to your sandwich order. Or order online at whichwich.com, and we will have it ready and waiting. WHICH, whichwich.com.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.
I can't speak more highly about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me get my health back, get my energy back. And Dr. Agoli, when I first came to you guys, you found a thyroid problem, and I had no clue, but that's really common with a lot of your patients, right?
Underactive thyroid is the most misdiagnosed condition in the United States. According to the American Academy of Endocrinology, well over 25% of the population is not being diagnosed properly. It's because of the testing parameters. If you go to your traditional doctor, they could be missing a key component. If you have crushing fatigue, inappropriate weight gain, cold hands, cold feet, losing hair, lack of concentration, even headaches and migraines could be caused by underactive thyroid. At Progressive Medical, we get to the root cause of the problem because we are integrative, and integrative medicine is good medicine. We use a combination of medication, natural supplements, diet, nutrition, lifestyle modification, and that's what makes it so unique because we tailor it to your personal needs, and that's interesting because you are tailored.
Yes, and if you want to get your energy back, be the most vibrant version of yourself, you got to get to Progressive Medical Center. I'm so glad I went. Contact them today through progressivemedicalcenter.com.